Hey everybody, Tom Tezak with Selling the Dream, a podcast for agents all over the country, predominantly second home agents. But today we've got an agent who works in a traditional market, but he is just killing it in his market. He went super niche and specific in the specialized agent. I just wanted to bring Michael on. I met him through his exercise and efforts to connect around the world. So Michael is from Vancouver, British Columbia. And Michael, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks for having me.
You bet. And just to be clear, it's Michael Tudorie, and he is Canadian. But where's your original heritage from?
I moved to Canada about 30 years ago from Romania.
Romania. I love it. I've got a great friend that moved to Hawaii from Romania. So, Michael, how long have you been in the business in real estate?
Believe it or not, it's coming up in 10 years.
10 years. Wow.
10 years.
Okay. So you were talking when we were chatting earlier that your market and business really has improved because you made some changes in your business, and that was by becoming a super ultra niche specialist. And so can you tell us how you made that decision and how it's changed what you do and, what that niche is for you? Is it demographic, geographic, or, the type of property? So share with us what you're doing and how it's affected and helped your business.
Thank you, Tom, again. So about 3-4 years ago, I decided to become a specialist rather than a generalist. I found myself trying to help everybody, selling properties, 40, 50 kilometers away, not knowing much about the neighborhood or what's, developments in that area, and never feel comfortable about providing that kind of service. And I know that Vancouver West Side, Vancouver East Side, the best. Each neighborhood, I can tell you properties which sold 5 years ago or 10 years ago, and who lived there, and what's developing, and what's a good store going in, what's a good school. So all those information, I think, important for clients, and they appreciate.
Right.
So, and that's, and I love to provide that kind of service. And that's the way of increasing your sphere of influence in your clients, by providing the service and people when talk to, refer you to.
So I love that, and that's one of the things that I've done in my career is do more business by doing smaller places and just being focused on knowing exactly what you know. And if you don't know it, it's like, I can find somebody to help you. And I think people trust you more when you do that, instead of saying, I know I can be everything to everybody.
Correct.
So how did that impact your business in the last 3 years?
I've seen a little bit of dip on my business level, but for the past 2 years, the business went up. Like, I focus mainly on people who knows me, and they who is better referral source than people who knows me.
Right.
And that's where I get probably 80% of my business. I don't focus on internet referrals. I don't focus on other lead generations. Luckily, we don't have Zillow. We don't have any of those technical companies in Canada yet. Yeah, that's they change the dynamics of everything. So good for you guys that you don't have them yet. Yeah, they're trying hard.
So so you said your business, when you made the commitment, you said, I'm going to go hyper local.
Yes.
Your business softened a bit, and then it rebounded, and it's now going crazy.
Exactly, yes.
So I think that's important for somebody to know, if they've been in business and they decide to go niche, that there is a bit of a curve, that hockey stick curve, that you dip a bit and then you accelerate if you really focus on it. And then you had mentioned that you do most of your business is from referrals. And is it from agent referrals, or is it from sphere referrals, or how are you managing and mastering that?
So the main source of referral is past clients, networking, and from events.
Okay.
I do 4 events a year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, let's talk. What kind of events are you doing? I know that's become, it's Christmas, so a lot of people, right now we're recording the show. This will probably come out after Christmas, but I think so there's a lot of agents talking about parties and events. So what are you doing? And you're doing 4. How are you scheduling them? How are you inviting? How are you getting people there? And then what are you seeing as a result?
So I'm super organized. That's kind of one of my strengths. And here I have a calendar of activities per each month. And for example, in January I have ice skating event, and that's happening in January 15. Then I have a baseball invitation, a barbecue event. I do invite the people to a soccer game. And then in the fall, I do a pumpkin patch. So these are the main events, but some other opportunities pops up along the way.
So let's talk about each one of those. So you do an ice skating event, which sounds like that's a family-oriented event.
Yes.
And what do you rent out an ice skating rink, or do you freeze your backyard, or what do you do?
So I do rent an ice rink, and can fit anywhere from, I don't know, maybe it's 50 to 100 people. So rent an ice rink for 4 hours. And invite families, and a year past I've even put an ad in a paper for the neighborhood to come to enjoy the free skating.
Oh, very cool. So how much does it cost you to do that, and how, are you sending out invitations? Are you sending out paper invitations or email invitations? What's your process? I think it can be daunting for an agent to create an event. I know we go back and forth with how we do it in our team, but what are you guys doing that's worked for you?
So this planning for example, January event started already in the end of November. People got an invite. People who said they're coming, they got a paper invite. The ones who didn't come, it's part of my daily phone calls to follow up with them.
So wait, let me step back. So if you put out the invite, and then if they say yes, then you send them in the mail a hard copy of the invitation?
Yes.
Oh, I like that idea, because it gets you to touch them and it reminds them to show up so they don't forget and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, or they put it in a calendar or whatever the case might be.
Right. Okay.
And
Jenny,
the
did you get that?
I reach out to them, or I remind them when I visit them during the holidays, when I drop off poinsettias.
Ah. Okay. So you're dropping off gifts to how many poinsettias do you drop off?
About 100.
Oh, wow. You hand deliver them all?
Yes.
So you have the ice skating event in January. What's involved? They just show up and go ice skating, and do you have food? Do you have a party, or how do you manage that? And then how do you maximize that experience for your company, your business, and then for your guests?
The key is on follow-up. I don't try to sell or do anything during the event. I let people skate. The event includes free skates as well, rentals.
Okay.
People don't have their own skates. So people, I have a chance to interact with them, talk to them, see what's happening in their life, to talk about the neighbor who might want to sell. So last year I did this event. I had 5 listings appointments after. People just came up to me and told me, oh, yeah, my neighbor is thinking about selling, or this neighbor hasn't sold for a while. Maybe you should come talk to them.
And you, after your skating event, then you do a baseball event. How do you do that? What's the opportunity or the event, or how do you do it? You said it's a barbecue as well? Yes.
So it's very similar planning for the ice skating event. But the thing is, the baseball event, I rent a food truck where people come and enjoy food before they go watch the baseball game. And again, it's more interaction. It's more kind of getting to know me as a person. And I ask people to bring a friend. So if they come the whole family, I said, bring your neighbor or bring somebody from your work.
Oh, that's beautiful.
So this event, I have probably 300 people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because it's somewhere, so more people coming out, maybe on some weekend. Where the ice skating event, I'm limited to when the ice arenas are open. So I do it on Thursday at 8 at night.
Okay.
I have a last
All right. And then, another couple months later, then you're doing, what's your next one?
So next one, I rent a private box at a local soccer team.
Okay.
Vancouver Whitecaps. So it fits about 40 people, and I invite the top clients and their kids.
Okay.
So,
and are you letting them know that they're your top clients? Are you saying these are your VIPs, or are you just do you just
no,
invite them?
I don't tell them that. I just invite them. I pick and choose who is coming, because the price point is more much higher for this event.
What's it costing you for that box?
With the food, maybe 6,000, 7,000.
Okay. And how do you decide who's your better clients? Is it the ones that refer you, or the ones that spend more money, or the higher net worth, or how does all that work?
I try to have a mix. I know everything about each client, so I know they have kids. So even though they maybe sold one property with me, I know they have kids. They will be their kids interact with other kids. So it's half parents and half kids there. So so that I try to mix them, whoever comes, whoever I invite.
Do you go through your list? Do you use a data management system for your clients, and do you use a CRM, and are you coding them as referrer or VIP or something like that?
I don't. I just know everything about every client. Like I have 350 clients in my database, and I keep track of everything. I know everything about them.
So how are you, you had also said that your strengths have been consistency, and how do you put that into place? And when you say consistency, what does that mean?
Consistency, follow the system. I see my job, Tom, being a lead generator. That's every day, Monday to Friday, I set 2 hours a day to make phone call and follow ups and send videos.
And so how are you determining who you're calling? Do you have with that consistency? I know a lot of people say, oh, I got to make phone calls, but then they sit there and they start the phone and it's like, oh, who should I call? So how do you know who you're calling, or who you're emailing or texting or whatever you're doing?
Yes. I do follow my list. So people who I met either open houses, people from my networking events, follow up from my ice skating ring, for example, that I mentioned. The follow-up is important, so I do have pictures and videos of the event, and I send to them. And clients who are actively looking, I know they are buying or selling next 3 months, so I keep in touch with them either by phone, by text, by video.
So what are you saying? So let's say I'm a client. And you heard that I was thinking about selling, but I'm not ready yet, and you call me up. What are you going to say to me?
In the past 6 months, I've been coaching with Joe Stump, which is coaching from based in San Diego. Yep, great guy. I use different language for depend on what I know about the client. So I have videos which I made up. I send to people about what to do 3 months, what to do 6 months before they sell. So I try to make a face-to-face appointment. That's my goal. Belly to belly always works.
Right, I agree with you.
Try to coach them on what to do early on, so they can add value to the property. And I don't take no for an answer. So
you can't. So when you say video, you're creating videos. Are you doing it on BombBomb, or are you just dropping them a link to a video, or how are you getting them the videos?
I have lots of videos on my YouTube channel. I have over 80 videos right now, each one for different purpose. So I send those videos to clients. Okay. So you're sending a link to I use Loom, which is a free service video program.
What's it called?
LOOM.
LOOM. I'd heard that there was another one that besides BombBomb, and it was free. So Loom, that's a great tip. So if you're out there and you want to start sending videos, I know I use BombBomb and I love it because I can see. I use my BombBomb for recruiting agents, and it's really cool because I've seen where one agent opened the video like 5 times, and I didn't say anything different. It's just the same video, but you know that there's some kind of interest, or if you talk directly to that person, and it makes them feel good that you're communicating, then they can see intonation and voice and emotion in that video. So that'll take and put your videos into your text message. Are you recording that video then, or is that like from Loom, or is it you just
I record it from Loom, and then I copy and paste into the Loom. into the texting program. So
Okay.
I send mass texting to individual client or sellers who are ready to sell in 6 months, for example.
So I love it. That's all this speaks to your organization. It's all the systems and process, which I'm a huge fan of systems and process. If I didn't have that, because I'm so not consistent otherwise, nor am I organized, but by putting systems and processes in place, it can help you to struggle or work through that for me, the lack of organization. But for somebody like you who is super organized and has those systems and processes in place, it's got to be so powerful.
Yes.
And then where are you going to meet new opportunities or new leads? What are you doing to generate, that person you don't know? How are you finding them?
Lots of networking. I formed my own networking group about a year ago. I used to do BNI, I used to do mastermind, I used to do lots of these things in the early years of my career. And now I form my own group, and I have 15 people in my group who are the core networking. And then we invite guests.
So you said 1-5 or 5-0?
1-5.
1-5.
Yeah.
And basically it's a BNI like, but only without
the brand name, yeah.
Without the brand name, okay.
Yeah.
And so what motivated you to do that? If you were with BNI, why did you say I'm going to do my own? What was the reason for that?
The BNIs, people don't like the pressure of having to provide leads every month or every week. You are being called out. Oh, we haven't introduced anybody this week. You haven't made any referrals. So most business people don't like that kind of pressure, added pressure. So here we are more relaxed, we like each other, and referral comes naturally.
Okay, so you're not so high pressure. It's not like this is your job to refer. It's more like this is our job to network together, be aware, and just have a good relationship with everybody, and the referrals will come out of that naturally, I think.
Exactly. Yeah. So we pick and choose who comes to these groups. We don't take anybody. We invite somebody because we think they have a good networking. They're nice people to know, and they provide value to the group.
So what's your premise then with the system? Obviously it's to generate referrals for each other, but how you meet with each other one-on-one, so that's like, okay, I feel good and comfortable referring Michael or the financial planner or the whoever else you've got in there. So let's talk about that. So you do meet one-on-one with all the people?
Yep.
And then how successful has it been for you in this year now? Have you seen referrals come out of it, or?
Yeah, I got 3 referrals from there.
Wow.
That's
impressive. Okay. And then so let's say somebody wanting to create this network, what vendor services, so you've got a realtor or financial planner, what other places should, if there's an agent sitting up and listening to this thinking, wow, I love that idea, but now who do I bring in that's a good fit for that kind of network?
So we have a commercial realtor who specializes in selling businesses. We have a lawyer, we have a financial planner, we have a business coach. We have a fellow who does marketing, online advertising. We also have, as a business coach, downsizing specialist.
What's a downsizing specialist?
So let's say you're planning to move, you need help to declutter your home and pack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not a realtor, but somebody who helps you basically clean out.
And moving steps in the process. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's something somebody I work close with. That's one of my focus on working with baby boomers.
Right.
Downsize.
Interesting. So I think that's really, putting it out there for everybody who's listening. If they're thinking, just really sit down and think about who do you interact with every day, or who do you interact with every month? Who are you writing a check to and paying for services of some sort? Yeah. There's so many different paths. And I think in attorneys, there's probably a couple different attorneys that could be a resource, like a trust attorney, divorce attorney, which are different. They're not the same person generally. And a real estate attorney. Those are 3. So there's, even within an industry, you could probably or pick up different people to be part of it. Like you said, you've got a commercial realtor and a traditional realtors. So
Yeah.
great idea. I love that.
Thank you.
And how long did it take you to get it sort of going?
Maybe 4 months.
Okay.
We had lots of guests coming in just to see what it's about, but we invite them. I know these people for, I don't know, from 10 years or longer, and they see value, and they know that I'm doing this. They trust me, and that's why they are there. And the same with other co-founder. We want to bring people who are, we have something in common. We work good together. Besides being good professionals, they trust each other, and that's the key of forming this group. How we like each other, and we do business together.
Got it. And then, what do you call? Would you just call yourself a business networking group, or what?
No, our key name is the Lion's Den.
The Lion's Den.
Yeah.
Ah, okay. Cool.
Come into the Lion's Den. Yeah.
Come to the Lion's Den. And do you meet the same place every time, or is it always different places? Or
That's the key. We meet at each person's office every time, so we rotate.
What happens if somebody doesn't have an office?
Too bad. They need to find an office.
They need to find a place for you to meet. Okay, no,
Yeah.
and they host then, and it's like you bring. Is it a morning meeting or?
Yeah,
whatever?
at 7:45 every morning until 9 o'clock, until the meter kicks in, and meeting there for about an hour.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. I love it. That's so cool. Well, Michael, I appreciate so much being with us on our show today, and I'd love to ask you one last thing. If you were thinking you were talking to a brand new agent out there, or an agent that's just moving into a market, well, what advice would you give them that would be the first thing that you would recommend they do to be successful?
I would say start reading business books. If you don't have a business background, start reading business books and kind of change your thinking.
What book would you recommend? I love it.
Okay, let's see.
was
When
ready
Buyers
with
Say
this.
No, that's one of them. Joe Stump, Asking for Referrals. Chip Wilson, owner of Lululemon. You might have heard of him.
Yep.
Wrote the book.
This is great because these are all books I've not read, so I'm so excited because I listen. If it's on Audible, I love to get those. So we will post these on the show.
And Start with the Why by
book.
Simon Sinek.
I have read that one. That's a great book. So
I think this has been the kind of game changer for me. There's a slogan: change your words, change your worth.
Change your words, change your worth.
And that only comes from the book.
Perfect. So are you a reader or a listener?
I am a reader.
Reader. I'm a listener. So
And when I'm in the car, I'm a listener. I listen to podcasts when I'm in the car.
Okay.
So yeah.
Perfect. Well, Michael, I so much appreciate your time and your energy and what you brought to the show. Is some great new information, some new ideas, which I think somebody out there is going to say, wow, I can do that. And that is really exciting. So, but have a great, thank you so much. And I just want to remind all our listeners out there, we are not selling real estate. We are selling the dream. And if you're out in the second home market, please join our Facebook groups, Resort and Second Home Agents. Just go on there and answer the questions and we'll get you tuned in. Go to our website, secondhomeagents.com, and sign up to be a second home agent. Or if you're a primary market agent, there's a place for you to sign up there as well. And just be part of our community. We're so excited. I'm so excited to have everybody with us. And lastly, if you're listening to this and you're enjoying the show, I so much would appreciate it. It would mean so much to me if you would go to iTunes and subscribe to the show, rate the show, whatever you want. I don't care, just rate it, and then give us remarks, reviews, and let us know what we can do better, what you love. And that is just helps us so much in promoting the podcast and getting the word out about secondary market and real estate and how to do a better job. So Michael, again, thank you so much, and
Thank you.
see you on the radio.
Okay, bye-bye.